Today we are going to talk about structure of an academic text. So before we go to the hand-on experience of writing a paper, we have to look at how others write a paper. That's it. You have two handouts here, two papers that's written in your field. And there's a standard steps to read a paper. Let me ask you before we introduce how to read a paper. When you have a paper in your hand, how do you read a paper? From the first line to the last line? From the first line to the last line? No? So what components in a paper do you read? Do you read the title? Yes. Do you read the abstract? Do you read the main body of the text? It depends. Okay. Do you read the conclusion, the last paragraph of the paper? Yes. Good. Then you have actually complete the standard way of reading a text, but you miss some important components. For instance, do you look at the name of the author? No. Okay. Why is that important? Why is the name of an author important in a paper? Why? Quality of it? Perhaps because you can see it's the author's affiliation end of the name, right? So for instance, in these two papers, one is written by, looks like Chinese name, 4 authors. And in the end, no, in the second line, you will see the affiliations. It's National Taiwan University. So we feel a little bit familiar with this university, right? And the other is, wow, how to spell his name? Kim Kun Chang. Really like the Chinese name. Is he a Chinese? Yeah, he is a Chinese. So if you look at the end of this paper, you get a degree from Sydney. Wow, so he is a mainlander. He is a mainlander. Chang, but it sounds like a Hong Kongese. See, Chang.
But we don't see his where was he born, right?
No, we can't
so
see his
Australia,
nationality.
Yeah, Sydney, Australia.
We can only see his education background, but not nationality. He really looks like Hong Kongese, believe me.
Maybe Korea?
Yeah,
No?
Chang, King. But his surname is Chang or King? Is King or Chang?
Kim Yong.
If his surname is King, then he is a Korean.
Okay.
But if his surname is Chang, then he is a Hong Kongese. And, well, and the other one, I think, the other two authors, Rodica Remmer, Romania. So she is a Romanian, a European. And the other one is Roberto Sorrentino, Italian. Well, it really sounds like an Italian name. So by looking at the materials of the authors, we will know the trends that represents the certain area in your field. For instance, this is the current trend in your field that's studied in Taiwan. This perhaps is the current trend that's studied in Australia, perhaps. Australia. Waterloo, Canada. He is the first author, the Korean, the Asian, is the first author. But certainly the second paper, I mean the low-cost Kuban web guide, this paper represent current tendencies in your field in a part of the world, perhaps in Europe, because there are two Europeans, right? Well, so names are important. Check the date. The third steps to read the paper. Check the date. When is the publication year? A compact and low DC power. When is the publication year?
2017.
Where can you find the year? In the bottom. Yes. And the other one, the bottom, 2018. Publication years are very important. I will ask my students, do not read papers that's over than 10 years unless you really need them. Okay, so I will ask them, read the latest 3 years paper. So we have to do the 3 steps here now. Now let's read the abstract. Let's read the latest, 2018 one. I will ask you to compare. Please hold a pen in your hand. You have to mark something here. Usually, a paper will construct like this. Let's check whether an abstract will come. We show the structure like this. In a paper, we have introduction, we have methodology, we have result, we have discussion. It's called IMRD. That's a standard structure of a paper. Let's check whether an abstract would contain these 4 parts. Okay, low-cost paper. Okay. This paper presents a simple low-cost hours-long fabrication method for microwave waveguide. That's what? That's the title. Okay. The technique combines 3D printed configuration with liquid metal waveguide structures. As demonstration, blah 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 blah. Do you see the introduction in the abstract?
I think they don't know how to answer the question.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. The first sentence is the introduction because it tells you what this paper is about.
Oh, so you want to make IMRDR in this abstract, right?
Yes, I want them to
divide.
analyze the 4 parts. This paper presents, that's the first sentence in the abstract, will be considered as the introduction. sentence. And then from the second sentence, the technique combines, I think the authors like to tell you how they do the model, perhaps, the device. Okay, that's the way they do the device. They use 3D printed configurations with this and that, right? And then goes on and on. I don't really understand what that's going on, but anyway, the authors tell you how they do the things. Till what? What do they find in their model? Yes. So from the second sentence, the technique to design, fabricate, and test it, that's the method they use for their model. And they found the eye performance blah, 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 better. That's what we want to hear, right? The device is better. Okay, so that's the results. And that's the reason why they published their paper. And then finally, discussion. Discussion is the final paragraph, final sentence. This device demonstrates a new option. Right, that's the conclusion or the discussion. So in an abstract, you actually can see the 4 parts of academic text. At least in this paper, it is like that. Let's examine the other one. The one that's written by 4 Taiwanese. And the abstract looks shorter than that one. Now, use your pen to mark the 4 parts. Now, you read it and mark it.
Can we pass this picture on that, and the student try to
Can we do that?
use the, yes, then student use the, I think a pen to circle which part is I, which part is M, which part is R and the D. Then we can make sure they understand.
How can we?
Yeah, I can help. Yes. This is a participation. It must be a score. I think all of you can circle on your paper, on your abstract, about which part is I, M, R, D. Then after all, Professor John will call your name, and then you can circle it on the.
Oh, we cannot mark here.
No, I can show you. Okay. For only abstract part. This is activity.
So let's check whether you really catch.
Do you know how to use that? Yeah. Yeah.
Let's check once again whether you really understand what I mean in the paper we just discussed.
Second one.
Yeah.
This, fine.
The first paragraph, introduction, and then
method.
From the second paragraph to test it here is method part. And then here, because of the keyword, demonstrating better results. So this sentence tell you what they have done. In the end, they proudly said, it's a new option. Nobody has done that. We are the first team to do what we have done. So this recognize their contribution, state the significance of their study. So that's discussion, or you can say the conclusion. Okay, 4 parts. Now let's see if you catch what I try to say and mark the right part. So who should be the first one? Who should be the first one? Whoever volunteered to mark will gain the point. And that's the way we mark your performance in the classroom. Volunteer.
More score. This
Yeah.
is participation.
Yeah.
You should. Because we don't have the midterm, right?
No,
so
we
this
don't
is
have
how
midterm.
we. Yeah, this
So
is
class
how we.
Participation, performance.
Yes.
It's very no. It's only whoever come here, no matter what your answer is right or wrong, you get the point.
Okay.
Only for the first paper. Okay. Go.
IMR. Actually, there are only 4 sentences.
So it's not as well written. I mean, in terms of the structure, it's not well written as the previous one.
Because they haven't took your class before. So after all, they know how to write down object.
Okay, stop right here. Please go back to your seat.
IMR.
I have to stop you right now because there is no discussion. You can see that this paper is not as well written as the previous one in terms of the structure.
Okay.
There are only 3 parts. So you can see, the yellow, mark highlighted in yellow. This paper presents this topic. Okay, it's well presented. We know what they are going to do. And then the method, they use this with this coupling feedback. Okay, although I don't understand your field, but I can catch some meanings by the keywords. Okay. Okay, they get the band wide wheels, and they can extend the band wheels, do this and do that, and they just did this. And in the end, it achieves. That's the result. They get this result. They achieve this small signal blah, 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 blah. I don't understand it, but I know they get the result. That's it. There's no extension to say the significance, the importance of the result. They did not say, this is a new way of expanding the wheels. They did not say, this is very important finding. So in terms of the structure, this paper is not well written as the previous one.
I think probably first this is from the Taiwan University, my old group. When I worked there.
Yeah.
And this is from Taiwanese first. Second is this is a conference paper. This is another journal paper. It's very short.
Yeah, perhaps
So
that's the reason.
Yes, there is a limitation about the words of maybe 200 words or
Only 200 words.
Or, yeah, so probably they don't have enough space to put everything on it.
So then we have, we can get an idea. If you are limited by the space, then which part you don't need to put in your abstract?
Maybe
Which one?
B, right? No? Introduction?
Yeah, you have to have introduction. You have to have method. You have to have result. But you don't need to have discussion, conclusion.
So this is an example about only IMR.
Yes. Do you want to have one more practice? Or let's read out.
I suggest everyone can get one. Yeah.
Everyone get one half.
Yeah, it's not hard. We can I can pick up more abstract and everyone can try
papers.
one.
They give me 10 papers.
Oh, yeah.
In my sorry. It's a 你不是寄给我 share 的吗 ？share 10 papers. Where is it?
邮件不是寄信。
Email.
Okay. And can you read them? Here?
No.
Here?
Yeah. Saoche, can you help?
Here. So are these papers selected by Chen Yan or
No.
each of you select two?
All of them. Everyone pick two.
So each of you select one paper?
Two papers.
Two papers. Okay. Now each of you will do what we have done. Just mark on the paper you select of the 4 parts or 3 parts, whatever parts, on the screen. Okay? And let's take a break. I think it's time for us to take a break. And during the break time, we can put this in a PowerPoint, and then you can mark up it.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Now we have demonstrated how to analyze the abstract by the 4 parts of the structure in the paper. It's your turn now to do the analysis on your paper, on your selected paper.
But they don't have the.
Oh, you don't have the paper.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So each of you will have to come here to do the marking, right? Sorry, each of you have to come here to do the marking, one by one. So at the meantime, I can read the abstract. So together we'll read 10 papers. the abstract ends at 40 GB/s.
So you put the index on it. The keywords, we don't need that. Right?
Okay, now these 3 parts. Excellent. And let's work this verb I just mentioned. Realize. See, in the first paper, I say the structure is not good because they put 2 parts together, right? In the Taiwanese Global University. Realize is a term they use to say how you do the experiment, so it's a methodology. Good, there are only 3 parts. Next person. Next person.
Can you show the next? We need to know next article. Which one?
Next one.
Yeah.
This one.
Is that yours?
Is that yours?
Okay.
Reported.
Very simple. So using a different approach. Do you need help? Do you need help? Yeah. Okay, okay. Go back to your seat. Well, this word is not well read, but just go back to your seat. English in this paper is not real written because, wow, you see, thanks to the differential approach, style of English is You sure that's
not a standard way of writing an academic paper. And you find this verb again, achieve. So this is the result. So you have result here, here. So introduction ends here, and methods start from here to 100 centigrade. Okay, and then the result. Okay. No conclusion, no discussion. Now next.
Whose paper? Whose paper? This one? Back. Oh, you have done it. Okay. Give the chance to the next student. This one? Okay. Yeah. What do you mean by R? Okay.
Major result. Two results.
Is there any discussion or conclusion in this abstract?
No.
Okay, thank you. Please go back to your seat. This paper, I have a feeling it's written by a Chinese. How can I skip?
Yes, see?
Actually, this paper, this abstract is in a mess. Okay? Has been proposed for the first problem. Has been proposed means someone else, not the team, proposed this paper. Someone else proposed it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but not proposed by this team. So tense is wrong. Okay? And then the methods. Where's the verb?
exhibit, and then it's used to, okay, that means the method used to do this. And then result, that's what I want to say. This sentence is actually the discussion. It means the result is good, but not the finding. Not the finding. So this should be moved to the end of the abstract. That's the finding. The oversize of this filter is only 0.22. That's the finding. That's the finding. That's the finding. And these parts are the discussion. So, do not be misguided by words like this as a result. If you see as a result, it doesn't matter whether you use it to introduce your result or your discussion. This means nothing. So don't be misleading. The paper, the filter is small and it's good. So it's in good agreement with this. That's discussion. Means my finding is good. But it doesn't say what you find. What they find, this team find this filter is only this small. That's the finding. So when you write an abstract, don't make a mistake like this. You misstructure the conclusion or the discussion with the finding. That's not good, not a good structure. Say what you find. Then you say your finding is good. Okay, get the point?
Excuse me, so which part is the finding? For the finding is
The orange part.
I mean, for IMRD, which part is finding?
The orange part.
So
And
the finding means
The result. The experiment.
So M, right?
And here, okay.
Don't
Mister.
catch it. So
How this? And blue.
blue one is M.
Yes.
So the orange one is R.
R. Green one is discussion.
Result.
Conclusion.
Okay.
The red one is introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And in the abstract, this sentence used to be inserted here or here, I don't remember, right? The author put it, the sentence here.
Okay.
It's not a right position. It should be moved to the end.
Oh.
To say, my results are in good agreement. My result is good. That's the conclusion part,
Okay.
not the finding part.
So it's like a IMRDRD, so it's like a
Yeah, that's not a good structure.
misordered.
Okay, who haven't come here? You come here. Sign your paper.
Next.
Is this your paper?
Oh.
Just do it by yourself. Is this one? Okay.
Okay.
Full size. It's full size.
Can you enlarge your text? It's okay.
Okay, enlarge the packets.
Yeah.
要自己拿自己拿。
It's obvious.
Okay. Professor John. So for a good article, you must for every sentence
Yeah,
just
if there's no
only one
limitation
part.
of space, you just mention if it's limited by the space or by the word count. For instance, you only have 200 words to write an abstract. Then you don't have to have
but
but it should follow the order of IMRD.
So the question here is that it's better to have only one sentence and have only one part of IMRD.
Unless I will say the exception later.
Okay.
Right, because you hesitate. You don't know how to mark the last part because this part should not be there. I should answer Professor Sheet's question first. Professor Sheet just asked me a very important question. If there's no space for us to put the 4 parts, and each part in a sentence to explain what I'm going to do in the abstract, then what should we do? We should combine perhaps 2 parts in a sentence. That's what we do. So in the beginning of this abstract, the author actually combines introduction. The paper presents the design of this. And by using this method, and gradually it's marked excellently by student. And that's the method. And it's put in a sentence, in the first sentence. So in the sentence, you have, say, introduction and method. Because you don't have space or you don't have the words to put them in a separated sentence. And then that's the result. If it show that's the result, show this, so that's the result, correct. But all the structure are designed. That's the method. So what should we do? The right we should move this. We separate the result. Try to insert this method. Where is the method? No, all these are designed, right? Because of this word, design.
So we know this is the what? The method. Okay. So we should move it. And what else? With it. Oh, this is the method. The method part.
Mm-hmm.
So the method part is from here to here. And that's the results, right? And we mark it all together. It's all the result. So there are only three parts in this abstract. Only three parts. Okay. That's the right way to write an abstract. Okay. See? It's cleaner.
I am now very interested in what kind of paper they are and who are the authors
for this, right?
Yeah, for every of them, or is after we reorganize the abstract.
You can see perhaps they are all written by Asian researchers. Asian.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, we're going to move to the next thing that we are going to do. Well, where's my PowerPoint?
And also the quality of the paper may be
also
different. Conference or journal may be different.
How do I find mine? Google. Here.
Yes.
No,
The
this.
first one.
Okay, we just introduced how to read a paper. Read an abstract. We read lots of abstract today. And then, how to read a paper? We look quickly at the first paragraph. So we have two papers here. Let's look quickly at the first paragraph. Let's read the European one first, okay? The European one. Low cost cool band. Quickly at the first paragraph. Just read through. No cost cool band. No cost cool band.
The first paragraph in
It's
the
published
introduction.
2018.
So not first part, it's the first paragraph.
First paragraph.
Of
let
the
me
first
help
part,
you
right?
with some keywords. You use your pen to mark these keywords. Introduction. Yeah, not marking, not stop marking now. I just draw your attention to the section of introduction. And please circle is noun. Circle noun. And then move, just skim through the words, scanning, okay? Scanning through the words. And then in the middle of this paragraph, you will see another word, currently. And then you keep scanning. Scanning. In the fourth line from the bottom of this column, being a recently developed 3D printing, please circle recently. So, the first paragraph, what do you get? You get what's going on now in this field. So if you look at the paragraph, the second paragraph, look quickly at the first sentence of each paragraph, if you have time. Then you will find in the second paragraph, please circle traditional.
the second word in the second paragraph, traditional, you'll find after they say now, and then they will say what's going on in the past. Traditional means what's happened in the past, right? Okay? So if you have time, you will do this. You read the sentence of each paragraph. But if you don't have time, you can skip this step. Then move to the next one. Look quickly at each figure or table. So let's look quickly. Figure 1. It's a 3D printer. Okay. Move to quickly and move to the next one. Well, it's two-sided print copy. So what's
No. The only one side. Another side is not
okay.
used.
So recycled paper.
Yes.
So figure 2. Look at figure 3. And then to figure 4. Figure 5. Turn to the next page. Figure 6. Figure 7. Figure 8. Figure 9. And when we're scanning through these figures, if I'm interested in one of them, you can just stop. Just read more closely at the figure. But if these three figures are not interesting, if are not interesting, you can just move on. Okay, so you're just getting through all the figures. I can see, even though I'm not the person in this field, I can see table 3 will be the result, right? Am I right? The result of the experiment. Am I right? Is table 3 presents the result? Not really. Okay, so we can skip table 3. So nothing interesting in these tables. Then we can read the last paragraph. Then we can finish reading this paper. Let's read the conclusion.
Table 3 is
Table 3. Is that important, the conclusion of the experiment? Yes, I think so.
Because result and the discussion with
Yeah,
other.
so this is an important table. Perhaps we can skip all the tables, but we have to look closely at this one. Okay, do you like this result? Do you think they did a good job? And this is the point that you stop to ask you some questions. Is this a good result? Can I do better than the team? Anything we can learn from them? Can you learn anything from them? Do you like this paper? Do you like the result? Well, you all have the answer in your mind. Okay, you can keep your answer by yourself. Now, look at conclusion. What did they find? Perhaps let's circle the tense. Let's M, ED, circle it. And then for the first time, you see he's trying to say we are a good team to do something very special. Was manufactured in line 5. So they have done this. And something at both ends, introduced in line 6. And in line 7, had to be taken. Okay. And then next sentence, offered, ed. Okay? That's it. The next sentence said the waveguide has. It's a present sentence, right? And then the next sentence, all three devices were, go back to the past sentence again. And the next one, was demonstrated, was, okay? And a discussion. With no doubt the concept can be, that's the present tense. Actually, I think the last sentence, the fabricated device reveals. I think I would suggest you use the present sentence. Then you can compare. The past tense means what they have done. And the present tense means the discussion conclusion. So can you now switch from the past to the present? It will tell you when to use the past tense, when to use the present tense in the conclusion.
So in conclusion, also IMD and IMRD.
No. You just tell you not only RD, but you can mix R and D together. But the tense will tell your reader which sentence is the finding, the result. Which sentence is the discussion. Those in present tense are discussion. Those in the past tense are results. Right now. Those in the past tense are results. What they found. Result.
Okay.
Those in the present tense are discussion.
So only in RD in conclusion.
Yes.
Okay. And
Okay.
divide by tense.
Yeah. But you have to change the tense of the last sentence. Reveal. ED. Change it to S. I think that's a discussion. It's a conclusion, not a finding, not a result. It reveals this fact. Okay, now it's your job to do the second paper. Okay, it's written by a Taiwanese. Let's see whether they follow the style. Look at the conclusion. Wow, so short.
It's a conference.
Oh, okay.
Conference.
Now, circle the verb. Circle the verb. There are only 3 sentences, 3 verbs here. First, fabric, we present a DA fabricated. Okay. Then it shows. Then this DA indeed requires. So, you see what they found? They found a DA fabricated, this and that. Okay? And in discussion, it shows, this study shows the advantages. That's a fact. So present tense is used here. And then the DA requires, that means in the future, if you want to do the same thing, it requires this condition. So you have to use the present tense. It's a discussion part. See? So that's the way you use the present tense and the past tense.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So for the first sentence, do you suggest that they use we presented a DA?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
because that's a fact. They have, this is the results of the study. So we present. We have made this a fact. So present tense is used here.
Okay, so all of them is a discussion. All of this paragraph.
Yes,
Conclusion.
all this is a very complicated text. sentence. Because of the present tense, we can say all these three sentences. The conclusion only give us the information of discussion. But there is a past tense in the second part of the first sentence. So, fabricating. This second part is finding or the result. So now can you get an idea how we use the past tense and the present tense? Past tense only introduce the result. Present tense only introduce discussion. Any questions?